It's Wednesday the 15th of January in the Vendée Globe, the skipper's 66th day at sea, and we have our second finisher. Yoann Richomme has arrived in Les Sables d'Olonne 22 hours 47 minutes and 13 seconds behind Charlie Dalin, and we hear from Yoann on the boat straight after he has finished with his initial reaction. We then take a look at the amazing and emotional scenes in Les Sables d'Olonne as Charlie Dalin picked up that trophy for winning the Vendée Globe. And then we hear from none other than Conrad Colman, who puts things into perspective as to what it means to complete this Vendée Globe in under 65 days for Dalin and how that equates to some of the achievements that have been made in the past. And then Boris Herrmann offers his congratulations to Dalin and says what an amazing achievement it is as well. We then take a look at the tracker, the leaderboard and PredictWind options for Jérémie Beyou, who's currently in 4th place, and Romain Attanasio, who's in 14th, and the options they've got as to where they are on the racetrack. And then we hear from Oliver Heer, who has rounded Cape Horn.
Well, I'm relieved to have finished. It was, even though it was a short Vendée Globe, it's still a long race, 65 days, but I didn't see it go by. I feel like we left 2 days ago. The rhythm was incredible, and we had such a fight at the front. I mean, I don't know how you can now come to this race, expect to do a good result without even spending, a few years on the Figaro circuit. It's such a high level now with the boats and with our level of training that it's an incredible race. I loved it. I saw so many things that I enjoyed the time I spent on the boat, and I'm impressed with the level of the boat that we had. I've barely done any work on it. It would be ready to go back if it needed to, and that's amazing. I mean, we started from a blank page 3 years ago, and we knew we had to catch up on the others. We caught up on quite a few people, just missed one. He was too good.
For Charlie Dalin, Tuesday was a magical day in Les Sables d'Olonne. The French public come out in their droves to support the skippers of the Vendée Globe after they've spent the last couple of months at sea alone. And it must be quite a strange feeling going from that feeling of solitude to suddenly be surrounded by so many crowds who are all cheering for you. It was when he got on stage and then got to the actual trophy and the cheering crowds that you could see the emotion of it all set in, and lifting the trophy, it really did sink in. It was 4 years ago that he crossed the line first, but Yannick Bestaven was awarded the trophy having aided in the rescue, and you could see those 4 years, so much preparation, the work that he's put in, the emotion came pouring out, and just the joy, the happiness for him. As he said, he was the happiest man on earth that day.
You know what's crazy about today? 64 days around the world non-stop, solo on a monohull, was inconceivable when I was growing up in New Zealand in the 1990s. And I know that because my sailing hero at the time, Sir Peter Blake, had a New Zealand entry, Enza, in the Trophée de Jules Verne, the ultimate no rules, no holds barred effort to sail around the world in 80 days. And that was on 100 something plus carbon fiber catamaran, fully crewed, the absolute pinnacle of technology at the time. And they just squeaked under the barrier of 80 days, sort of unlocking this sort of legendary story about from Jules Verne. Back in the sort of late 20th century, there was this crazy concept of Phileas Fogg and his plucky adventurers going around the world, and that likewise was inconceivable at that time, to be able to, by stint of elephant, steam train, hot air balloon, whatever other means of conveyance that famous Phileas Fogg used. It was mind-blowing then, it was mind-blowing in the 1990s to be able to do it under sail, and it was mind-blowing now that Charlie Dalin has done it solo in such an incredible record time. So first, Charlie, hats off, well done, incredible effort, hats off, well done to Yoann, who pushed Charlie all the way and kept him honest. Absolutely incredible effort by the two of them, and just amazing what these Imoca boats can do when they're fully powered up, fully funded. The absolute pinnacle of ocean racing technology. It was a pleasure to share a start line with you guys, even though in effect we have very different boats and we're not in the same race. Just absolutely incredible. Well done to the team. It's not a solo effort, this is a team sport, even though there's only one dude out here getting splashed in the face. So to Mer Concept, to Jean-Luc, his manager, incredible effort. Well done, guys. On my part, we're finally getting into the lighter winds that were expected since a while ago. I'm currently doing a broad reach under Code 0 and J3 here, and the shift is coming, so I've got to go back to the A3, the big Jenica. Got to put up some more horsepower here, and otherwise life is good on board. You can see it's beautiful, sunny. I'm in t-shirts. The Solbian solar panels are charging the boat, and still zero emissions out here, so each one has their own sort of technical challenge, and for the most part my boat is working perfectly. All my sailors are here doing their job, so again, well done to Charlie, but for the rest of us, the race continues.
January 14th, what a special day for this Vendée Globe. We have a winner. Congratulations to Charlie Dalin, to the team of Massif and Mer Concept, everyone involved. What a great success. And to mention, Charlie has not only flawlessly sailed this Vendée Globe, but he has also managed a great campaign and been involved in the concept of the boat as a trained naval architect. He has played a crucial role in designing this visibly fast boat that is the foundation for this great success. So I'm on one side amazingly jealous and a little bit sad that I'm so far behind. I have also dreamt for my team and for myself to be nearer the podium. But as a fan of sport and as a fan of the Vendée Globe in particular, I'm touched by a victory, by this victory, and it touches me when I see someone raising their medal or running over the finish line, and obviously in particular this beautiful finish of the Vendée Globe. So great congratulations, Charlie, what an inspiration to the world of sailing. For myself, the inspiration and conclusion out of this is that's something I want to. I'm so jealous. I want to work harder, more, further, go even further all the way in the future. Everything in, we have to fight all the way to the best position we can achieve for us in the future as well. So that's the beauty of sport, the positive emotion it triggers, the positive energy, the focus, and this team has delivered such a great race. Let's all celebrate this victory, and every day also in the coming weeks for every other competitor, because everyone finishing the race is also some way writing their own little victory, because everyone writes their own story. Everyone has put in, I think, these last 4 years probably the same amount of effort and work than the winner, with not the same outcome on paper, but we're all writing a story, and this is the Vendée Globe. So cheers, Charlie. I wish I was be able to share a beer now, but we sail as quickly as possible now. Still 9 or 10 days, and at the moment battling upwind against rough seas. Not so easy here, but getting there as quickly as possible to cheer to the great comrades and competitors who have all been in front, and especially to celebrate our strong podium and the beautiful winner. What an amazing achievement, Charlie. I'm deeply impressed.
So at the top of the leaderboard we can see Charlie Dalin on Massif Santé Provence has finished 64 days, 19 hours, 22 minutes, 49 seconds confirmed. And then Yoann Richomme now, PAPREC ARKÉA, 65 days, 18 hours, 10 minutes and 2 seconds for him. Next to finish will be Seb Simon on Groupe du Bril. And he is currently just over 400 nautical miles away, travelling at nearly 20 knots at the moment, but that will reduce as the winds drop as he approaches the finish line and crosses the Bay of Biscay. Next up is the group from 4th onwards, which is led by Jérémie Beyou, with Sam Goodchild on his hip and Paul Milhat just a little bit further behind as they're heading towards the latitude of the Cape Verde Islands. We can then see Nico Lundven in 7th place and Justin Metreau still in 8th place. It's quite interesting to see what Thomas Rouillon and Boris Herrmann are up to. They're taking a more westerly course. And right now I can't actually see what the advantage of this is. So we're going to see how that plays out. And then we've got from 11th onward, Benjamin Dutroux and Clarice Kramer have crossed the equator into the Northern Hemisphere. And next up will be Sam Davis, who's going to be crossing imminently. In the group from 14th onwards, we've seen a bit of a reshuffle. It's still in 14th place, Romain Attanasio, and we'll take a look at the PredictWind routing options for him. But for a long time I've been saying that it's Jean Le Cam, the leading daggerboard boat, but it is not anymore. We've got Benjamin Ferret is the leading daggerboard boat in 16th now, and he is taking this western option. They are in lighter winds to the west, whereas you can see Jean Le Cam now down to 21st, a little bit further to the east. And it seems that westerly option, despite the light winds, at the moment is paying. They have got more of headwinds coming up for a little bit, so we're going to see how that plays out. But also take a look at Conrad Colman. He continues his charge. He's in 22nd place at the moment, but he is caught right back up to the tail of this group. A little bit further back in the South Atlantic, we can see the group that Conrad Colman managed to pull away from, which includes Violet d'Orange, as well as Kajiro Shiraishi. And there by Cape Horn, just rounded, we can see Oliver Heer, who we'll hear from shortly. And next to round the famous landmark will be Antoine Cornick. The leaderboard at 1000 hours UTC, we've got our two finishers there safely in Les Sables d'Olonne. Seb Simon now 359 nautical miles to the finish. We can see in 4th that Jérémie Beyou is just managing to grind out a little bit of a lead on Sam Goodchild between that battle for 4th and 5th. With Paul Milhat just a little bit further behind. Nico Lundven continuing to make up the miles that he lost with that eastern option a little bit further south. And then Justin Metreau in 8th. Thomas Rouillon and Boris Herrmann, will see if that westerly option that they're taking pays off. And then we can see 11th, 12th and 13th, Benjamin Dutroux, Clarice Kramer and Sam Davies, as we saw just about to cross the equator. The PredictWind routing option for Jérémie Beyou in 4th place, compiled by sailworld.com's New Zealand editor Richard Gladwell, shows him first of all using those northeasterly trades up until about the latitude of the Canary Islands. And then you can see a light wind band before this next deep depression in the North Atlantic. And there are options actually to the west of the Azores, which would be, I think, pretty risky considering where this low pressure system is positioned. But you can see those light winds, they're not in the Bay of Biscay, which could be avoided. For Romain Attanasio, who is leading the group from 14th onwards in the South Atlantic, it looks like patchy southeasterly trades on his way up to the equator, and he's not really going to get many strong winds or the group around him, but there will be opportunities. Then it's into those northeasterly trades, and most of the options are looking west at the moment, with just a solitary one going to the east close to the Cape Verdes. Looks like far stronger winds to the west. And then taking that turn, and nearly all of the options as well going to the west of the Azores, and a big light area of big light pressure at 24th of January before hooking into the next low pressure system that goes from west to east across the Atlantic and making his way back to Les Sables d'Olonne, it looks like towards the end of the month at around 29th of January.
Hello everyone, it's Ollie on board Too Good on day 66 of the Vendée Globe, and right behind me or ahead of me lies Cape Horn. Such an achievement, such a great day. I'm very, very happy. Cape Horn, it physically marks the end of a big chapter, the end of the Southern Ocean, which is just massive. So happy to leave this behind and start sailing north, start sailing towards Les Sables d'Olonne. But it also kind of has a symbolic meaning, because since I was a little kid sailing my Optimist on the Lake of Zurich, I always dreamt of sailing a round the world race and passing Cape Horn in a race. 4 years ago, we kind of turned this dream into an objective, and today I'm here passing Cape Horn. Yeah, I'm super happy, super happy. Now it's towards the Atlantic. I can finally turn left. I can get into warmer climates and start pointing at the finish line. Everything is well on board, and I thank you all for following my journey. Thanks to all the partners and sponsors making this possible. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. So all that's left to say is thank you, onwards and upwards. Cheers, bye-bye.
Cape Horn, dead ahead, 20 miles, yes.
Thank you for watching today. We're going to continue with our coverage of the Vendée Globe with daily reports, so please do subscribe to our channel using the button down here, and take a look at sailworld.com and yachtsandyachting.com, where we have so much more from the world of sailing.